Foreclosures are on the rise, guys. They are continuing to go up, and up, guys.
This deal is getting worse all the time.
And this shouldn't be a surprise. If you've been watching this channel, you know that there are a lot of things happening in this economy that can make foreclosures go up. We have job losses, we have high interest rates, inflation is through the roof, property taxes, insurance, everything basically is going up, and it's becoming very unaffordable to even own a house. No income means you can't pay your bills. Fact. But before we jump into it, my name is Orlando. Welcome to the channel, guys. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. Check out in the descriptions, I have a course for real estate investing for beginners and a YouTube course. The coupon code is in the description. Let's jump into this, guys. I'm going to give you a lot of information here. I'm not trying to flood you with a bunch of information, but this is so pinnacle. A lot of you guys have been looking at foreclosures. You guys have been looking at what's going on with the housing market. You've been looking at the job market. You are looking just to see exactly what's going to happen with us being in a recession. We're not in a recession.
That's what I call a close encounter.
That's what everybody is saying. That's what the government says. We're not in a recession, right? We're in a recession. You guys have been looking out. So let's jump into it. It says more Americans are losing their homes as foreclosures in U.S. properties rise. It shows here the highest foreclosure rates by metro area. Nationwide, March 2023, 1 in every 3,813 properties had a foreclosure filing, but some metro rates are much more accelerated. Now, if we take a look at this, we see North Carolina, Ohio, New Jersey, South Carolina, a bunch of California properties. And we've talked about this, guys. California, Texas, Boise, the list goes on and on. We're starting to see this stuff. Phoenix, all of these areas, especially out west, these guys are getting hammered. But not only that, these guys are getting hit over the head with things that they should have saw coming, but are a surprise to them. Property insurance, property taxes.
And again, and again.
These guys are trying to fix up their homes and have to pay 2 to 3 times higher. Appliances are higher. All of these things I would hope they should have known before buying an overpriced home. A lot of these guys use their savings not only for the down payment, but they also used it to fix up their property or to get the home the way that they want it. So imagine you using all of your savings to put a down payment on a home, but then also using the excess funds to fix a property up, and it costs 3 times more than what you originally thought it was. Now properties are going down in value. That savings and down payment and equity that you had in your home has now evaporated. So now you're trying to figure out, how do I pay taxes? How do I pay insurance? My mortgage is continuing to go up, even though it's a fixed rate. Now, I want to keep this chart on the screen here for a little bit so you guys can actually see. You see Fayetteville, it's going up, Ohio, New Jersey. Like I said, you see California. And then when we go all the way down, Macon, Jacksonville, North Carolina, Peoria, and then another California and another California. And we see that it's going from lowest to highest, and the highest being California.
California.
Like I said, guys, it's not a big surprise that California is top of the list. The Western states are top the list here. It's not a real big surprise to me. We've been talking about this and how Western states right now are getting hit over the head when it comes to prices going down. And I know, places like Florida are still waiting. But remember, I just did a video talking about things that are going to possibly bring down places like Florida and whatnot on property insurance, that they're having a lot of issues with their housing market. So it's just not mortgage rates that are causing individuals to have some stress here. And then it says U.S. housing filings jumped 22% in the first quarter compared to the same period a year ago, according to a report. While still below pre-pandemic levels, foreclosure activity has been increasing on an annual basis for 23 straight months, guys. 23 straight months. Now, you cannot tell me,
oh, Orlando, this is just a coincidence.
I don't know about you, but something going up 23 straight months should tell you something. Maybe that's a sign. Just maybe something happening consecutively for 23 months is a sign that we're not going in the right direction. The uptrend reflects higher job loss rates. What? People are losing their jobs? And this is my thing, guys. A lot of times people will come onto my channel and say,
Orlando, people are losing jobs. It's sad.
And I would say, yes, it is sad. I want no one to lose a job. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that I am trying to knock home, guys, listen to me. I am trying to knock home the points that you should be aware. I mean, let's be real. Some of the people in Amazon who got laid off, some of these guys are buying a home. They are buying a home, even though they saw reports that Amazon was going to have huge layoffs. That's right. I'm not making this up. Individuals, after Amazon said and sent out an email and said, we may lay off people. They didn't say you, but they said we may lay off 10,000 people. Now, I understand that that person probably didn't think it was going to be them. I get that. But they are telling you 6 months ago that they are going to lay off that many people, and you still go out and buy a house, and you buy an overpriced house. I am just trying to point out the craziness in that. That's the point. You saw that your job was unstable and you still bought a house and put yourself in a position. Put yourself in a bad position.
Poor, bad.
To falter, to get foreclosed on, to ruin your credit because you thought that you were going to be working there forever. And because you thought, even though you saw others getting laid off, and people watching this video now, you think just because you see others getting laid off, that the possibility of you getting laid off is impossible. And I'm here to tell you, that's not true. You can get laid off too.
Huh?
That is my point. Just because you see a bunch of Facebook people getting laid off and you're like,
I'm not a coder. I'm not an engineer. My job, we're safe. We're recession proof.
how many times have I heard that? My job is recession proof. You know, you send me an email and say,
Orlando, I don't care what you say. I'm going to overpay on a house. I'm going to pay $40,000 on a house because you know why? I work for the auto industry. The auto industry is recession proof.
and I go, did you not see that GM said that they're going to cut 20,000 jobs? And then you go, yeah, but those are those people. They're not me. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. That is what I'm talking about. The craziness of that. So you can't point the finger at others and then go, yeah. That's great news. I'm going to continue making six figures over here. And I'm going to buy an overpriced home. Well, if you make that choice, you can't blame anyone but yourself. That is my point. That is the point of me talking about stuff like this. And then it says, the number of foreclosing filings have been climbing since the federal moratorium ended in mid-2021. During the pandemic, an estimated 2 million homeowners fell behind on their mortgages. Yeah, guys, I mean, that's not surprising either because you're just continuing something. So when the free money stopped printing out and individuals had to really start making payments getting back to quote unquote normal, yes, of course there are going to be some people that didn't take care of the things that they were supposed to, that fell behind. There's all sorts of things. So that doesn't really surprise me. What a lot of people aren't mentioning is individuals that are on the verge of foreclosure and look at their house and say, look, I need to pay these increased property taxes. My insurances went up and I cannot afford it. So what do? They go and they get a HELOC. Now, guys, a HELOC is a line of credit. Basically, it's a second mortgage on your home. And on that second mortgage, the interest rate will normally be higher. So let's say that, with interest rates going up, I think HELOCs are probably around 10 to 11%. I know, sounds nuts, but people are taking 10 to 11%, pulling the money out of their home to pay property insurance and taxes.
You must be out your damn mind!
Now, why is this so significant to me? Well, because you're ripping out equity, either that has grown through appreciation or money that you've put down on the property and you're just giving it back to taxes and property insurance. Those things do not add any value to your home. So what happens to those same individuals when the value continues to drop? People are looking at their Zestimates on Zillow and they're going,
What? What's going on? I just lost $40,000 from a year ago.
Now, if you took out a HELOC and you used it for property taxes and insurance, yes, that saves you this year. Yes, that may have saved you for next year. But you are now in the hole and that money is gone. Now your property is upside down and you still owe that $40,000 that you're paying 11% on. Now, while to some of you guys, that may not be a big deal, but to me, that is huge. When people start owing money to the bank and they're upside down and they start feeling like they don't have any value in their home, they start thinking to themselves, what is the purpose of me owning this home? Because one of the things that a lot of people don't talk about is the cost of owning a home. You still have to get things fixed. You still have to take care of the yard. You still have to fix cracks and all the other things that go along with owning a home. You still have to fix those things. And that is cost that's coming out of your pocket. And if you don't have any appreciation, you are negative upside down in your home, a lot of people start thinking to themselves, is it worth owning a home when I'm leveraged up to my eyeballs? And most people do what they did in 2008. They give back the home. But that's not the biggest thing, guys. We have some people using credit cards, cash advances, doing 26% interest to pay property taxes and insurance.
I don't have to tell you things are bad. Everybody knows things are bad.
Because as you know, you may have a fixed rate, but property taxes and insurance always goes up. But most people don't expect it to go up 20, 30, 40%. And that's what's happening in some cases. In most cases, most people have seen over the last 2 to 3 years, their property taxes go up twofold. Their insurance go up threefold.
Damn!
And the point of this is that it's going to continue to get worse. Jobs numbers came out and unemployment is on the rise. And we see more Americans falling behind on their car notes and the repo men coming to take cars that people can't afford because interest rates are so high. The cars that they bought were too high. Everything costs more now, guys. And a lot of times people do not expect, they think that the income is going to only grow. They think that the situation is going to stay the same, and it doesn't.
That don't make no sense.
This is the reason why it's so important to make sure you plan, that you have an emergency savings account, and that you don't overpay for a home, guys. This is the point. I don't want you to be one of those individuals to say, yeah, things just crept up on me. And that's the reason why I can't pay my mortgage.
Yeah, I know, I heard that. That's corny.
That's the reason why my car is getting repoed. I don't want you to be one of those people. This is the reason why having the information is key, guys. Knowing exactly what's going on in this market will help you save. Sit on the sidelines with a purpose, as I always say, guys. And as always, guys, you won't get all your information from this one video. You have to watch this video here. It will let you know about the housing market, get into your first rental property, and just financial news, guys. I promise you the information you will get from it will be gold. I will see you in the next one. Thanks.